video of the UFO?
I'm reading they're putting out more videos all day long, like not just one. Like
Put
lots
them out.
of videos.
Let's see them.
Let me see one of them videos. Is Tom DeLonge putting out videos
No, his organization is putting out videos.
of UFOs?
Yeah, it's a fighter pilot, an FA-18, I believe, is chasing this thing, and it's showing all the details of like the altitude, how fast it's going, what pitch it's at, and all that jazz. I don't know what that means, what pitch it's at. But they're watching this thing. They're trying to figure out what it is. One of the guys is like, it's a drone. It's got to be some kind of a drone. They see something. It turns. And it was going very fast.
So basically, it's like all the other UFO footage. It's
blurry.
non-conclusive.
Yeah, it's blurry. It's in like gun sights or like, some sort of infrared sight, rather. So you're looking at it through this weird infrared video where it doesn't necessarily look, it's weird. It's weird. You're looking at it, you're like, okay, what am I looking at? I'm looking at a little object.
Do you remember that quote? It could be a total bullshit quote from Werner von Braun that he said right before he died that beware of the fake alien invasion.
Did he say that?
In so many words.
I hope he did. I hope he did, and he did it just to fuck with people. See,
Maybe.
that's it flying around. There's a whole fleet of them. Look at my ASA.
Oh my gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots to the west. Look at that thing, dude.
So they're following it for a while, and then it changes direction.
That's not our LNS, though, is it? It's not. That is an LNS, dude. Well, if there's like, look at that thing. It's rotating.
So whatever that is fucking super interesting. And I heard they're now going to fly Travis Barker to Washington, D.C. to talk to people and give him some information as well.
No way. No
next,
way.
Next, they're going to fly Kanye West. They're going to fly him out and show him the secret lab.
For real?
No.
Oh.
I'm making this up.
Okay.
I
'Cause
just think it's
that looks
crazy
fake
that
as
they're
fuck.
flying Tom DeLonge out. No, it might not be fake. It might be real.
It could be. It looked fake.
Here's the thing about aliens, right? How often do you think they'd have to visit? I think they could get it done once in the 70s and be done with us. They'd check us out and they'd go, look at these crazy assholes. This is what we're going to do. We're going to we're going to install some cameras on the moon. These stupid fuckers, they won't even be able to see it. We'll just put some big ass cameras to film them from the distance and let's get out of here. These people are crazy. Like this, they're going to have nuclear power with these assholes and we would never see them again. So like if that really is a UFO, if it really is from another planet rather, how many times do they have to come here? If they are real, how much evidence would you really see of them? Would you see it once every 10 years? How often would they come by?
Who had that joke that, was it you maybe? Someone had a joke that like maybe this is like the Tijuana of the universe or something?
Yeah, this is the Tijuana of outer space. They only come down here when they're fucked up and they want to see a show.
Was that part of your
Yeah.
That was old.
Yeah, that's super old. That's 2000s, early 2000s. Yeah, I think I'm not a non-believer. That's for fuck sure. I think it's entirely possible. Like if I looked up in the sky and an alien ship flew by, I would never think there's no way that can't be real. It can't be possible. I would think, wow, they visited us. I mean, I'm sure there's something out there that's smart. I'm sure there is. It's a matter of what it would look like, Would it even be in a physical form anymore? I mean, why do we assume that everything has to be in a physical form?
You would see a plume if that was an airplane.
It's creepy how it takes off.
Yeah.
With active jamming, it's intelligently controlled. There's no rotors, there's no plumes, there's no exhaust, there's no tail fin, there's no tail number. This thing goes from a standstill, takes off. It's a propulsion system we don't have in our inventory, and no other nation does. That's how it's understood by the government.
Now that's so if the fastest plane on Earth was trying to do that same maneuver, this system would be able to track it?
It would stay with it until it got to the limits of the pod, as far as looking to the left. But
right.
And the radar would see it. I mean, you get close enough, you're gonna, everything becomes visible because you get burned through with radar and how radars actually work. This one is, you tell me, but this was performance beyond. I mean, it's like when we saw it disappear when it flew in front of my nose. I'm talking something. I'm within a half mile of it, looking at it, and it gets in front of me and just disappears. So we'll just go to something that everyone knows is fast. Let's just say SR-71 that's doing Mach 3. You know, the visibility is 50 miles. So even at 35 miles a minute, I'm going to be able to see this thing turn into a little dot as it goes off into the horizon for probably a minute. The thing that we saw disappeared in a second. Just gone. And that's from 2 different angles. Remember, the other airplane's 8,000 feet above me because we get close to it at about 12,000 feet. So the other airplane's above me looking down, and when it disappeared, I said, "Do you guys see it?" And they said, "No, it's gone."
I agree.
And we are, it's wired into our DNA.
Now, my problem is, why couldn't science, given that, there are billions of Earth-Sun systems within just the Milky Way galaxy, and then 1 trillion galaxies like the Milky Way in the observable volume of the universe, why can't the mainstream of astronomy simply say, conservatively, just assuming the most conservative, not speculative assumption. Conservatively, we are at the middle of the road, kind of life. It's very likely that we're not unique and special. And let's just look for evidence, search for it. Why should there be a taboo on discussing this subject? That makes no sense. For example, astronomers are now contemplating new telescopes of the future that will cost billions of dollars to taxpayers, okay? That would search for oxygen in the atmospheres of other planets around other stars, because oxygen could be indicative of life, microbial life. I say it will never be conclusive, such a search, even if it costs billions of dollars, because the Earth, for 2 billion years, the first 2 billion years of the Earth's history, didn't have much oxygen in its atmosphere. There were microbes, but the oxygen level was quite low. And then it suddenly rose after 2 billion years, half of its life. So not finding oxygen doesn't mean there is no life. And then if you find oxygen, it can be produced by many natural processes like breaking water molecules or other things. So it will never be conclusive. How can you make a conclusive statement if you find industrial pollution in the same atmosphere? You just search for CFCs. These are the molecules produced by refrigerating systems, by industries. If you find evidence for that, there is no way that nature can make these very complex molecules naturally. So I say to the mainstream of astronomy, use the same instruments and motivate them by this question of, can we detect industrial pollution? And I wrote a paper about it. And the thing is, the public is extremely interested in this question. And the public funds science. So how can the scientific community shy away from a question that it can address